But I feel like the one thing that's like really been standing out is one, the quantity of what you guys have been pumping out like as this team with LaRussell, and it's really just been something that I feel like people haven't really seen before. Like
Yeah.
this type of like creative. So how did that all come about? How did you link up with LaRussell and all that? And then yeah.
So I was just shooting videos, like, doing music videos, still building out my own platform. But my uncle, he had hit me one day because he has his own platform as well, like where he does like interviews, different football games, and he covers like the games and shit. Yeah, he had hit me like, hey, I got LaRussell coming through for an interview. I'm like, don't be lying. Like, are you for real? He like, I got him coming through. So he asked me to come shoot it. And I'm like, hell yeah. Like, I called my shoot off to come pull up and do it. So I ended up pulling up over there. And while I'm shooting the interview, bro, something just kept nagging at me, like, just show him a video, just show him a video. And I didn't, honestly, bro, like, I had my uncle, he had a few other artists come through there, and it wasn't much luck, like, I had shown them videos, they could really care less stuff. But something just kept telling me, show him. And so I ended up showing him the video, bro. And it wasn't like one of my greatest videos, but he was like, you did all of this? And I was like, I did all of this. And he was like, I'm going to have you direct the video for me. And so we just ended up landing that night, but I didn't even end up shooting as a for him for like 5 or 6 months. That time had went by. And he had ended up hitting me again one night and was just like, hey, bro, like, you got a job? And I was like, I do got a job. And he was like, how much you make at your job? And man, he offered me something to conduct his life. And I was like, yep, I will be doing that. I ended up, he told me to put my 2 weeks in, like maybe a day or two after that. And I ended up putting my 2 weeks in, but he called me and was like, pull up, we're going to just talk. And while I'm in the backyard chopping it up with him, he like, what you doing tomorrow, actually? I got a show. I said, shit, I just got work. He was like, oh, yeah, nah, just finish off at work. I called my job literally like at his crib in the front yard, like, I'm not coming back. I quit. And I've been with him ever since. I didn't even finish off my last 2 weeks.
That's crazy. Were you nervous at all, like putting in the 2 weeks? You know what I mean? Like, especially like,
Absolutely.
yeah, because like, did you really work with him since then, or was it kind of just like,
No, we had done
nah,
no work yet.
that's
He
wild?
actually had hit me to like direct the music video. And while
Mm-hmm.
in the week of that, like while writing the treatment, that's when he hit me like, hey, you got a job? And the rest was history. But I had done no work with him yet. We hadn't shot one video. I didn't even know how he was as a person yet. He just had me pull up to his house and ran the idea by me. And man, I was like, bro, this is crazy. Like
Yeah.
he changed my life completely that night when he asked me to come back. And it's like I was only shooting music videos when I met him. I had no live
Mm-hmm.
performances, wasn't doing visualizers, really just music videos. I was only building my platform out to just have music videos. He opened that door up. When we first met, I told him, I said, I'm real adamant about building this platform because I won't. At the time, I really was like watching Cole Bennett build Lyrical Lemonade out. So I'm like, bro, I really want that before the Bay. Like, I really want a great representation of what we have before the Bay. So I was just copying that blueprint. When I met him, he was like, man, you gonna do more than just music biz, bro. I just see it. You can't just limit yourself. And thank the Lord he instilled that in me because, man, to this day, I'm thankful. I'm
Yeah,
thankful.
yeah, yeah. It's definitely. I feel like I definitely was like when I was like doing YouTube and stuff. I was like, oh, like I want to do something like that, like Cole Bennett, because like he killed it,
Yeah,
like especially just all over. And I like what he's done
right.
now, like where he's transitioned to like. Have you seen his recent transition to Lyrical Lemonade?
Yeah, bro.
Which
He's
is,
nice, bro.
bro, he's
Executive producer
crazy.
now. The back end is crazy.
Yeah, especially now that he has like one of the directors, Diamond Visuals, like he has all these directors under him now. He's
Right?
not really directing, so I think that's super cool. But yeah, I mean, Cole's just kind of like there's only a few people who've really been able to like create platforms like that. Like I
Exactly,
also
bro.
had like Zay on recently. I don't know if you saw that one.
Yes, bro. Yes.
Yeah,
Same
yeah,
with him. Like, bro, all the
yeah,
icons that started platforms, it was like you could see they were adamant. They dropped everything on their channel. And that's what I was telling
yeah.
Russell. I was like, man, me coming along to doc your life is gonna I was changing that. And he was like, don't worry, bro. It's not gonna change nothing. In fact, it's gonna make people want to work with you more. And at the time, I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't believe it. Like I was like, people gonna look at me like I'm selling now. I hadn't really dropped other videos elsewhere unless they had to. Like I had a few situations with this where like they kind of sign artists. So it was artists that was in contracts that we ended up doing a whole full video and everything. And then when the business came time to drop, they're like, nah, they dropping it on Fizzler. So it's like, that was the only time I've ever had instances. Like anything else, it was either on my platform or I wasn't going to shoot it. It wasn't even about the money. I just wanted to build something that represented the Bay. And so that I wouldn't even have to wake up hoping to get booked. I always wanted to just wake up and go shoot. I love shooting videos. So it's like, I don't want to have to wait for an artist or a label to reach out like, yeah, I got this budget. I'd rather just go do it and know people will be able to see it.
I feel like that's the thing with a music video platform too, is which is hard, is one, the amount of effort that goes into a music video, and like to make a music video platform pop off, like some of these ones that just come to mind, you know what I mean? Like Thizzler and all these other ones, like you just have to have so much quantity. And like, even like with Cole, like his is just like crazy stylized, you know what I mean? So I feel like that's one of the hard things, is to create a platform. And I feel like it just needs to have like an original idea. So when you started working, what was it like in the beginning working with LaRussell? So you were creating like daily content for him. Were you just following him around, or what was that like?
So it was, really just documenting his life and making vlogs out of it. We had no like intention on where it was really going to go. I was just documenting his journey because it was so special. Like he was like really like taking a leap of where he was going. Kind of what you see today. Like he didn't really shoot visualizers yet. We created visualizers together when I got here. I was able to come in and, and not even off my idea. It was his idea. We were just, he now has a full-time guy that's behind the camera. I was able to learn how he likes shots, how he likes to position himself, how he likes to view himself on camera. I started learning him, but it took time. So starting off, I was literally just doing vlogs. And he would always tell me, like, write me some music video treatments, write me some treatments. But I couldn't. He was moving so damn fast, bro. I couldn't do both. It was either I could do a music video or I could not. I wasn't good enough yet to be like, I could take time to do this and still get this done. So I just focused mainly just documenting this life and learning how to get good. Like last year was literally just me learning how to document properly, how to get audio properly. Things just, on the fly. Cause it's not like a music video. I can't be like, run that back, let's retake it. It's like the moment happened. I can't go back in time. I had to capture it properly. If the audio was fucked up, that's just on me. So last year was just literally a learning curve, a lot of hiccups, bro. But I feel like now I finally got my stride. We ended up finishing off the year, actually, my first year and last year. He ended up getting that Live Nation deal. And with the Live Nation deal, we have to turn in a documentary, which I'm going to end up turning in this year in December. It's called Elite 50. So really all last year was just preparing me for the run he's had this year to properly document it. I've been working on that doc all year, just literally going back and filling in pieces from our trips and when Snoop Dogg and when we were on tour with T-Pain, everything just kind of like funneling into one big documentary.
Yeah, I think that's one of the craziest thing. If no one's ever like really like looked at LaRussell's or like followed LaRussell, like his page, it's kind of insane. Just like how many times he posts, how much content he creates. And I think one of the biggest shift was the visualizers, because like what I noticed from like just being on the outside, it's really interesting. Like he'll drop a visualizer for like a song. And then like also like if the song is like popping, he'll drop like 3 or 4 visualizers for it. Like just like and it's just a one take. It's like one takes have been around for a while, but it's just like the amount of quantity that's been put behind it. And then also repurposing those as vertical content. So it seems like from my perspective, it seems like you try to frame him in the middle so you could just reframe it for vertical. And then sometimes I've even seen him drop like a full like song on like a reel or like a really long section, but like, and those will just go crazy. So I feel like that's where I just saw like him popping up all over in like these reels and like even just on YouTube, So when did that kind of whole thing start up? Like where you guys were filming these visualizers?
It started with a song called Oh Dear, and it was produced by a producer named Ugly Marco. I remember we were outside, he told us all to come to his house, me, B Gigs, and Yasion. And we all linked up at his house and we were like just plotting out ideas right then and there about like maybe a music video. Because we didn't call them visualizers then. We were literally linking up some music video. But when we got there, he said out loud, he was like, I don't know if we could do a video, so maybe we'll take the best scenes that we draft up and we'll just recreate the best scenes. So we ended up just going outside, bro. We had a lawnmower, wanted a safety vest, and just was like, we just gonna create some dope content. So we ended up getting a bunch of fire shots with that. And we ended up stitching it together kind of like a music vid. But it was a lot different on my end because usually like for our music videos, I would go into it like, oh, I'm gonna do this shot so I can do this effect, or I'm gonna do this, but it was none of that. It was just straight up, we gonna shoot, figure it out later. So that was like our very, very first one. And after that, we just kind of went on a run of just, he was like, his idea was capture the very best shot. Let's draft up a bunch of shots, but let's get the very best scenes and just do them in one take. And now it's to the point where it's like the scenes move. They started off so just basic, one area, move back and forth, maybe move back and forth. Sometimes we even set them up on tripods. But now it's like we'll start seeing that one area, we'll move around, we'll have a car involved, we'll have people involved, giving them props, different, just it elevated from a literal stagnant shot to eventually we'll be doing one takes like what's that one song? Is it Welcome to America or something by Childish Gambino? That one full one take where it's a and then all that. Yeah, ours are eventually going to be just about that.
Have you seen I think it's, what is that movie? It's like with Mark Wahlberg, and the intro is like a crazy long one take. There's a bunch of one takes. Have you seen 1917?
I haven't, but not a fact. Let me put that in my
movie. The whole movie is a one take.
I love.
They hide cuts in it, but like the whole movie's a one take. It's pretty good.
Nice.
But going back to what you're saying, that's one thing that I noticed too. It's like not discrediting or anything like that, because like it's not that you guys just like film like a one take. All right, we're done. Like there's like thought put into it, because like some of these like whether it's like the wardrobe matching the background, like, you know what I mean? Like you can definitely tell like he's definitely like picking out his outfits to match like the colors of the building or something like that, or bringing in some other type of element. You know what I mean? Whether it's a car or whether it's like the feature pulling up in the car. I was checking out some of those today. I feel like there's so many elements that you guys would at least bring in to just make it a little bit more engaging and a little bit more interesting. Whereas like just a gimbal shot of an artist gets boring really quick, right? So what's you know what I mean? Like what can you elevate to make this a little bit more interesting?
I think as far as like elevating like what we done already, or how did we elevate it?
I mean, I didn't even mean to phrase that as a question, actually. I was just saying that's what you, I mean, that's what I've saw that you guys, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. That's what I've seen. But, yeah, was that kind of just like a transition though? Like, did you guys realize that you like started implementing these concepts and like elevating these ideas and like fine tuning it?
Yeah, exactly. So what we did was we start coming back, and at the end of the night when we were finished shooting, we'd watch them back. And we'd be smiling because the shot was either fire or it was dope. But as we kept going, we just kept adding little pieces. Eventually, we started off, and he didn't even have a stylist. He now has a stylist, Ariel May. She styles basically all of our visualizer days. She'll come, bring a few outfits. We come, we find dope locations, make it happen. But at first, it was just, we couldn't go find a dope spot and shoot. We didn't even care about none of that because it was just, let's just work. Now that it's like, a thing that we do, we take our time and we kind of try to draft up the best idea that can implement and make the song fit, you know? And also too, is just like, you never really know how you can improve it until you start doing it. Like we didn't even think it would be a thing. Like we didn't know people would start calling our one takes visualizers after we did. Like visualizers used to be the album covers that move. And now they're like our visuals, you know?
It was like a B-roll clip of like, you know,
exactly.
Like some footage or something like that. Yeah, for sure.